my name is Esmeralda, and today I'll be speaking in regards to the reduction of technology used by children. Nowadays, everybody has a cell phone, and sometimes parents give that cell phone to their young children to get a moment of peace and quiet. However, that moment of peace and quiet becomes a little bit too convenient, and the child ends up having that phone for longer than the parent intended. And then next thing you know, your child ends up having that phone and asking for it day after day for longer and longer periods of time. However, that can actually be damaging to your child's mental and physical health. Today, I'm going to be speaking as to the advantages of reducing the technology used by children. I believe I'm a credible source because I am a mother to a 2-year-old, and I'm also working on becoming a social worker that will primarily work with young children. I'll be discussing a few key points, which are going to be the negative effects, a few tips for reducing the technology used by young children, and the benefits. Now, let's talk about the negative effects that technology can have for young children. The first thing is going to be the child's development that's going to get affected. Now, this is a study from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The first thing that gets lost due to your child having a high screen time use is going to be the parent-child interaction. So the longer that they're in front of a screen, the less time that they're spending with you and the parent. Now, as a result of excessive television in early childhood, it's going to end up affecting their cognitive skills, their language skills, and they're also going to have social and emotional delays. Now, it can also lead to obesity and the loss of sleep. The second thing that's going to be negative affected is going to be the child's health. Now, there was a study done that shows statistics. This was primarily done from the ages of 4 to 11 years old. 37% had a low active play level, and 65% had a high screen time usage. Now, this was either television, cell phone, laptops, tablets. It was also found that 26% had a combination of both low active play level and a high screen time usage. Now, due to the high screen time usage, it was found that the child's health decreased due to low movement. Now that we've talked about a few negative effects, let's talk about a few tips as to how to reduce it. The first thing is to hold yourself as the parent or guardian accountable. Now, this was a study by Sarah Schrader. This is tips to reduce children's screen time. This is from the Mayo Clinic. Now, from infants up to 2 years, they should actually have 0 screen time. From 2 to 12 years, they should only have 1 hour of screen time. 12 and up, they should have a maximum of 2 hours. Now, the first thing that you have to do is, besides holding yourself accountable, is you have to be realistic. You have to see how long your child is currently spending in front of a screen and start by cutting that in half. And then over time, you can go lower and lower to the appropriate time that they should. Either 1 hour, 2 hours, no hours. Now, besides holding yourself accountable and being realistic, cutting it everything in half, you also have to go outside. Going outside actually increases endorphins, which leads to happiness and improves that child's physical health. This was a study done by Dolan. This was called Reducing Screen Time Boosts Children's Mental Health and Physical Behavior. Now, this study is actually a 2-week intervention from reducing screen time. It showed here that there was a significant moderate effect size after only 2 weeks. Now, this study was specifically done for the emotional challenges and difficulties with peer relationships. Both peer relationships and emotional challenges actually benefited from this 2-week intervention of screen reduction. Now, reducing technology is going to be very difficult. It's gonna be a struggle. Your children will be screaming and crying because they want the phone. They want the movie or the video. However, you have to stay on top of it and you have to be consistent. So if you start giving in, you're gonna be rewarding that behavior for your child. However, if you keep going at it, you're gonna see the benefits. Now, a few benefits is gonna be, first, it's going to improve their mental health. Now, what I have here is gonna be an expert testimony that was done by Bahar. It's called The Importance of Limiting Screen Time for Children. Now, what he found was that it's crucial for their cognitive and emotional development to have less screen time. It's also going to improve their behavior. So when you encourage your child to have less time in front of a screen, you have to also encourage active learning experiences. Your child will eventually foster a love for learning. You just have to encourage that. Now, I hope I was able to provide you with sufficient information regarding the negative effects, a few tips for reducing technology, and the benefits to hopefully reduce the amount of technology that your child is using. So if you have a child today, consider taking a break and going outside. Thank you.